attack and defense, assault and counter-assault, constant burning, yelling, mortar and artillery fire. Stalingrad has become a living hell. Rubble has become fortresses. Destroyed factories harbor deadly sharpshooters. Behind every lathe and every machine tool lurks sudden death. Every corner and every cranny threatens a sudden burst of automatic rifle fire. Every foot of ground has to be literally torn from the defenders. Oberst Herbert Selle, Engineer Detachment, 6th Army. Welcome to the 6th Army Tank Replacement Battalion, soldier. Before we send you to your unit, we merely want to see that you know what you're doing. Look for any weak areas in your training. We want to see you work through the various crew stations so we can assess what... We'll start with the driver station. Look around the tank interior. Familiarize yourself. If an enemy shot penetrates your armor, the crew may be injured and systems damaged or destroyed. At this station, that could be the gearbox, transmission, or other parts of the drive. There's also a large bin of main gun ammunition right behind you. Don't forget that the gauges besides the driver will give you an indication of all that damage, as well as the engine, which is mounted at the rear of the tank. This model of Panzer IV has a side slit allowing you some visibility to your side. Unbutton and look out the hatch. Look through the episcope. Drive forward, get the feeling of turning the Panzer. The tank weighs 30 tons, you can run small obstacles over. Good. Now move up to the commander's position. Just remember, if one of your crew is killed, you may have to crawl through the tank to replace him yourself. This takes time, which you will have to allow for. With your head in the cupola, you can look around in relative safety through the armored glass. Of course, you can unbutton completely for the best view. Obviously vulnerable to enemy snipers. Unbutton and look out the hatch. From here you can give the driver a location to move to. Try it.
Move forward!
Jawohl, mein Herr.
Forward!
Yes, sir.
Left!
Yes, sir.
Go left!
Yes, sir.
Stop!
Jawohl, mein Herr.
Move
Now
this
move down the
thing!
street to the MG range.
Los, los!
Good.
Gunners left.
Panzer IV has two
Yes, sir.
machine guns. One in the hull, the other mounted coaxially with a main gun. Drop down to the hull gunner position. In this position, the hull MG can be damaged, as well as the tracks and the drive wheels outside. The main fuel tanks are behind you, under the turret floor. If they are hit, beware of fire. Use the hull MG and open fire on the targets. Good job. Now use the single shot mode. Open fire. Good job. Move up to the gunner seat in the turret. Here are many of the critical gunnery systems that can be damaged. The optics and the turret traverse, as well as the main gun itself. Open fire with the coax MG on those targets.
Good shooting. Now move up to the commander's position. Now order your driver to move your tank up to the crest of the hill for the gunnery
Yes,
range.
sir.
Forward!
Jawohl, mein Herr.
Go right!
Yes, sir.
Move right!
Yes, sir.
Move right!
Jawohl, mein Herr.
Move right!
Yes, sir.
Move forward!
Yes, sir.
Move
Now
left!
order your driver to
Jawohl,
move your
mein
tank
Herr.
up to the
Yes,
crest
sir.
of the hill for the gunnery range.
Yes, sir.
Go right!
This will
Jawohl,
do.
mein Herr.
We will now practice gunnery. Remember to set range on the gun sight as needed. Move back to the gunner seat. Free fire, main gun, armor-piercing rounds on the target vehicles. Make sure you familiarize yourself with the vulnerable points on enemy vehicles. Each armor plate is of different thickness and angles.
Switch to spikes!
In general, you want to aim for the sides and rear.
Loader! Load
There's the
AP!
highest chance of penetrating an enemy. Position your tank to get shots as square on to the enemy as possible, to reduce the angle of impact of your round. Otherwise, you risk the round bouncing off. See? Another enemy tank destroyed. Order your crew to cease fire.
Loaded!
Move to the commander's seat.
Stop firing!
Here are 2 more tanks of your platoon. Select all fire teams, the whole squad.
This way, hurry!
Bring the rest of the platoon up here on the hill. Good job. Move back to the gunner seat. Order the loader to switch to high explosive rounds. Open fire with HE on those houses.
Loader, switch to spikes!